There. Let's see, is that gonna work? There. All right, cool. Awesome. All right, having some housekeeping problems today. There was some updates to some software and it caused some all sorts of glitches. So hopefully you guys can forgive me for being a little bit late. All right, we're gonna jump into the game, having some fun. Let's see here, horizontal, vertical. Can't do vertical. Anyways, enter the world. All right, cool, 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 cool. All right. So there's that. Here's this. We got that going. Chat settings. We're good. I think we're okay. Yep. Nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. Cool. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Busy Gamer Dad doing some more fun stuff. Let's open up our auctions. Let's go through the morning rituals, as it were, on our Friday for our stream. We're going to repost these auctions. We're going to jump back out into the world and have some fun. If you don't know, I am a busy gamer dad that has been jumping back into World of Warcraft to have some fun for about 6 months. I got a 6-month pass. It expires in January, so after the first of the year, we're going to transition to a new game. But for now, this is where the fun is to be had for us. I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. I don't have the latest content, so this is not retail. This is Mists of Pandaria Classic. I am purposefully doing it that way because I don't want to jump back into that form of World of Warcraft. I'm not trying to bring down anyone's, we'll say, raid team or anything like that, as it were. I think that that's, kind of where I want to leave it with anything going on there. I think that I like the classic mode, and in the vein of raiding, we're going to try our best to get into a raid guild, and I'm going to do what I can to do those raids during our live streams on Fridays, but I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm going to hit max level first and get that box checked, as it were, and then we're going to move to finding a raid guild, and then we'll have some fun doing some raids for the last, we'll say, month of our subscription, as it were, maybe even just 2 weeks. It's gonna be interesting is all I'm gonna simply say. It's gonna be interesting because I don't want to lay any claim that I'll know what I'm doing, and we may not even raid more than a couple of times, maybe more than just a handful of times. And yeah, so see here, that's kind of it in a nutshell there. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. There's our little motto, as it were. You are busy, I am busy, we are both busy, but I cannot express in words how thankful I am for you to just take a few minutes to take a look at the stream, see if it's something you like, see if it's something you want to subscribe to. YouTube side, it's completely free. I haven't really got a good Twitch following yet, and that's okay. I do this as a hobby. I am a full-time dad. I am a full-time employee at a local factory here where I live in the northeast of the United States. I like talking about being a full-time employee. I like talking about being a dad. So if you have any opportunity to leave a comment about any questions you might have, or looking for support or something, to be a gamer dad or be a gamer mom or be a gamer kid or something like that, with all the pressures of the world on you, let me know. I will lend an ear. I will give some advice, and I will be as patient as I can. Now, understand completely and totally that I am just one voice in the ether that's going to give you some factoid, some reference point, but I am no therapist. If you need that road, I will encourage you to get therapy if I feel like there is a opportunity for you to learn something from someone with a professional education in the fields that you might need, such as further education or just someone to talk to. Because I get it. It's scary out there. It's stressful out there. There's pressures that you're like, I didn't expect it to be like this. And I understand. I do. Trust me. I understand. I have a lot of pressures. I have a lot of anxieties. And I have a lot of idiosyncrasies that make it really hard sometimes to just get up out of bed. So, yeah. With that, we'll jump into our stream right now. How close am I? We're not that close. That's good. All right, so we're going to do this. Go into the streams, as it were. Go into the things right here. Now, my brain just totally forgot where we were going. Where are we questing in Pandaria Land? I don't remember. Call of Duty, no. Was it Hyjal Sun? No, this one here. Yeah, we got to do these. Not Grimbotal. I'm going to actually abandon this quest. Yeah, I'm going to abandon this quest. I don't think that's going to be anything that we're going to get done. Edge of time, end of time. Did I want to do that? I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that one. And then this one here is the token. Jade Forest. That's where we're still at. We're still at the Jade Forest. We are still at the Jade Forest. Now, we got to go to the hot air balloon. We got to go to the hot air balloon over here, right there, in the Valley of Honor, to get our get the portal to Pandaland. So, I don't know if you guys celebrate Christmas or if you have other holidays that you enjoy with your family, but one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is pressure to be there, pressure to do things, pressure to have something done, etc. And I will gladly talk about my life experiences. While you're out there, if you are interested in talking more about what you have experienced, well, sound it off. Let's have a little chat. Let's have a little chat about what you feel is, we'll say, for lack of a better term, the expectation to perform. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, oh, I've got to do this every single time. I've got to do this, and it's like really hard to do that. So make sure that you're not feeling the pressure too badly. We're not trying to make you feel badly out here in the ether. We're just trying to make you feel like, hey, yeah, we get it. It sucks sometimes to have that level of expectation on you, and it's no fun. But sometimes it's worth it to, connect with people. Sometimes it's the only way to connect with people. So don't feel too badly. Don't feel too badly. All right, let's see here. So now we have got, oh my, I forgot. We have so many quests here. I thought we were almost done with this zone. Nope. We've got so many more quests. We've got this zone right here, this section right here. We got this. And this is the first zone. That's ridiculous. And we're almost max level, which is 90. So, I mean, I'm on board. This will get us to 90 for sure. And then we've got to figure out how we got to get gear to raid. One step at a time. We'll finish this zone out, and I mean, it's still a relevant zone for us. We're still getting good experience. One of the things that I have not done yet, which I probably should have done, but I haven't, is because of the holiday season, is I had not had a chance this week to do any profession grinding, work on our profession skills. So yeah, our leatherworking is a little behind. I'm not going to say. Okay, it's a lot behind. Okay, I'm not going to mince words. It's a lot behind. So I got to get better at doing that. Handling that, getting that done. All right, now, where are we going? We got to go up and around, and we got to get all this stuff done. So, hooray for us and doing the things. Is it this way? I think it's that way. Yeah, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. And let's go. Nope, never mind. Not that way. Not that way. I thought I could go that way, but it doesn't. Is it through here? It is through here. Okay, let's try through here. Nook of Conch. Alright, let's try up going this way. Yeah, we can't fly yet, so that's going to be a bit of a bummer for us. But it's all good. We're going to drop down. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt my knees. Alright, so we got to get these things. Oh, good. Leather stuff. Good, 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 good. Do I have everything? I do. Alright, let's drop that down there. Let's do this here. I'm not queuing up as a healer right now in the dungeon queue. I will do that probably somewhat soon because yes, I see the benefit to be getting the practice of being a healer. I was a healer for the longest time when I raided, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but it's also very stressful because you are literally the lifeline. You are literally the one to success or fail in a lot of cases. There are some fights in the game that are not you dependent as the healer. So case in point, like one that I will say is an example of someone that's healer dependent is something like a tank and spank rotation fight where you have different tanks that you have to keep alive, and if you don't, you die. The raid wipes. So one of those, but one that is not healer dependent is as much is like something like there was a dragon inside Karazhan. where it did not matter who was, what class you were. You just stood in front of a beam and you became the tank. And it was a really fun fight. I really liked that fight because then I could become the tank. And even though I was a healer, it was like the red beam. The red beam, you were the tank. The other beams, you were like the DPS, and the other one was like a melee DPS, and the other one was like a physical DPS or something like that. And it was fun. It was a fun fight. It made it so that everyone had an opportunity to switch roles, as it were, to see what it was like to be the tank or be a DPS. And you could only get like 100 stacks or something like that. So it forced the group to rotate and perform a mechanic. So it was still enjoyable from that avenue. Yeah, so enough of that ramblings though. Like one that is not healer dependent, or one that is somewhat healer, we'll say neutral, is something like the Kill Jaden fight in Mount Hyjal. So that one is from, I believe it's from Burning Crusades as well. Or it might have been from Wrath, where you had to fight Kill Jaden. You still had healers. You still had the need for healers, but there was literally a circle of death that would run around the ground. And if your DPS was just mindless and not paying attention, and the circle came and like hit them, they'd get knocked up and they'd die. And every time they died, Kill Jaden did a massive attack or something like that. I can't quite remember what it was, but it was like, yeah, if you failed, you literally caused the whole raid to wipe. Like one person dying would cause the chain of people dying. So yeah, it was a difficult fight because the DPS at that point, really didn't understand. Don't stand in red. Even in expansion number 2, they still didn't understand. Don't stand in red. They just didn't understand it. But now it's a little bit easier for people to play and a little bit more accessible for everyone to be like, oh, don't stand in the fire. Okay, got it. Like, I understand some of the things that they've changed in the game to make it more accessible for people. But yeah, so there's my ramblings on that whole subject. I know that I don't need to fight these guys, but I'm fighting them so I can get the leather, so that we can actually, yeah. Oh, hey. You should play Aliens Morning, by the way. Anthony, how you doing? Aliens Fireteam Elite. What is this ramblings you speak of, friend? I'm gonna Google box that. If I get hit with like something that I shouldn't get hit, I'm gonna ban you. I'm just kidding. Well, no, I will. So Alien, what was it? Alien, where did it go? Alien Fireteam Elite. Alien Fireteam Elite. What is this video game you speak of, friend? Oh, Alien. It's from the Alien franchise. I love these games. These games are so fun. I love these ones. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is... Yeah, I think I remember seeing this. And you have different archetypes, and it's you versus... Yep, Fireteam Elite. Yeah, it's a 4-player game that's really good for... wow, brain fart. Network. Like, if you have friends that you want to play with, it's a really fun game, and you can each be different... classes. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Is it an extraction shooter, or is it like a mission-based shooter? Or is it both? Like you have missions where you have to go and get the thing and get out before you die, and then, or is it like you stay in a zone for as long, like something like, Arc Raider, or something like the Division's one zone there, the Dark Zone. Was it like something like that, Anthony? Because it looks like it's a fun game for team-based combat and team-based fun shenanigans. It's a 3-player game. Okay, all right. So it's like Destiny, where it's like almost like a mission shooter kind of thing. Okay, gotcha. Mission-based. Yep. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a fun time. All right. Let's see, so I gotta go up here. I gotta fight these guys. What's up here, these guys? Oh, yeah, the trickery guys. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that seems... I'll put it on the wish list, and I'll see if I can get it while it's on sale. That is how I get most of my games, and that's how I encourage every busy gamer out there. Basically, go kill a bunch of Xenos. Yeah. Yep. One of the ones that I played a bunch as a kid was... It wasn't like this. It was a beat-em-up game for the Alien Arcade. You were Predators, and you were running around. Praetorians, Crushers, Spitters, Bursters. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, one of the ones I played a lot as a kid was the arcade side-scrolling beat 'em up game for Aliens, and you had the different hunters from the Predator side that you could be. And that was a lot of fun. I spent so many quarters on that game. I spent so many quarters. I understand that you can get it on Steam, I believe now. But that was where one of my first games for the Alien Predator like interactions, as it were, where they were in like, oh, these are in the same universe. That's amazing. So, but yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it. So, any stories for you, Anthony, where you're going to be spending time with your family where you're like, I really don't want to do this thing, but I know it's like my family's thing that we do like every year, and you feel this pressure to go and do the thing and be participating? It can also, we are religious neutral here. It does not matter to me if you are Jewish. It does not matter to me if you are Sikh. It does not matter if you are Christian. There is a pressure seems to be around the holiday season for you to go to church or go to temple and perform these religious things around this time of year, and you just do it because you're checking a box because you don't want to hear your grandma saying, "Oh, I wish you were here," because I've done that before. I've lived that life. Let's see here. Go to. Okay. Oh. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully that didn't open up some feels for you. But if you want to talk about it, that's up to you. Gunner, technician, demolition, other class. Okay, all right, cool. And going back down, before we go down we'll say the feeling path here, if you want to open that can of worms. If you have a certain team makeup, does that open branching paths for you? Or is it you can do everything with any one team? You just have certain things. No, there is absolutely nothing in the Bible that says you have to go to church. I 100% agree. There is, however, every single thing in your mom's toolkit to make you feel guilty for not doing it. That's all I'm going to say. I grew up with a very focused point of going and doing the things, and since then it has left a we'll say a bad taste in my mouth. But I understand the need for some form of centricity, some form of spirituality, as it were. It does help. It does help. You can do anything with any team. Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. 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 All right. Cool. 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 All right. Oh, dungeon time. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Oh, I should probably... Should probably have some snackies. Let's do that. Let's get some snackies going. Well, I am sorry to hear about your mother's passing, as it were. Hopefully it was her time, as it were. Perk in class. Oh, there's a tree. Okay. All right, and you can fill it in with perks. And that's based on individual progress for each class. Like if you play the Demolitionist, you can get access to like better cooldowns and bigger booms, as it were, bigger explosions. And then say something like the Gunner has like a quicker reload or a faster rate of fire or something like that. Or is it something along the lines of access to maybe different firearms and different equipment? Oh, good. Oh, we haven't done this one. A new one. A new dungeon. A new dungeon. New dungeon? New dungeon. New dungeon. New dungeon. Excitement. Excitement. Okay, the rank up class perspective. Yep, okay. Yeah, that's fun. Oh no, ambushers. Fill up the grid, class. Okay, gotcha. I'm hitting the 2 key, or 1 key, with very much in vigor. Very vigorous am I hitting this 2 key. Very vigorous. Drop the healing totem just to help out a little bit. Okay. Alright. As you progress, so there's certain... Is it a bit like... What's the game? I have Deep Rock Galactic. Is it something in akin to that, where the classes can do pretty much everything? You just want to make sure that you're You have a somewhat rounded group. Because in there you have the digger, the gunner, the engineer, which is also a fun game, by the way. Go. Cloud strike. Approach, your death awaits. Stirs in the distance. I don't know what that means. Invoke lightning. I don't know what I need to do here. I'm going to stand by the other warlock and hope that they know where they're supposed to stand. Why am I taking damage? What is hitting me? Is it the chain lightning from the serpent? I think maybe. We do not have a lot of damage. I'm noticing this right now. Moves to attack. So now we hit the serpent? It looks like we hit the serpent. Okay. Hang on 1 second, Anthony. I'll respond to your comment. I'm just trying to make sure I don't die. Once really all year, release nature damage everyone. Absorbing 50,000 heals. Okay. Cast magnetic shard, grouping up to release the healing energy. Oh, I'm assuming that's a... Why are we not grouping up? Why are we... I'm very confused. What the heck just happened there? Oh, no, that's not the one I want. I want that one. Oh, oh, oh. That's not for us. Bummer. Alright, what's this? No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Depending on the mission you're going through, any class will work. Okay, yeah. Have you ever heard of Deep Rock Galactic? That's one of the games that I'm thinking of that like really resonates with what this game is and how it functions. Where you have different classes and you can level them up, and it's a really fun game. Yeah, okay. Particular turrets. Okay. Oh, we can mount up. Technician, choice between the three turrets. Incendiary. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that'd be my choice. I like those engineering roles where they build turrets and do they build structures for defense or anything like that? So Deep Rock Galactic sounds like a very similar idea. It's a wave kind of mechanic. You could go down inside the core of these planets and you mine minerals and you get basically money from in-game currency from doing it, and it helps you with things. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following them. Yeah, okay, yeah. Inside Deep Rock Galactic there's a there is an engineer there who does the same thing. They have turrets that they build up, and they have things like that. And as you get further in the game, you get more and more stuff. There's the digger as well. There's the gunner. They all have different things. There's a scout that I believe has similar ideas. But yeah, it sounds like these are very similar, like class-based extraction shooter kind of things. Okay. I don't know what this means that I've been challenged. Turrets and coil chain. Okay. $30 guns. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, okay. Master Snowdrift. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. How long do missions take, typically? How long does a round take in the game? Okay. Yeah, I like getting out the guns too, getting all the accessories. That was my big thing with Destiny back in the day, was getting all the different epic mods that when they came out. I was like, oh, this is so exciting, doing all the different things, getting all those different exotic perks for things. I loved those different builds that you could turn your guns into. When they re-released the Kvastov with all its different settings, I loved that gun. Okay. Okay. Depending on what you're doing. No more than 10. Oh, wow. That's really good for like being a busy gamer. That's really good. Just sit down, do a 10-minute run, put it on a shelf, go back to folding laundry or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Did you ever play Warframe? Have you ever heard of that game? My younger brother played that game a lot, and he showed it to me. It's free to play Warframe as well. So you can pay to, we'll say, pay to, as it were, play more of it. So he's doing his chi blast. Interesting. All right, let's do that. I have no target. Oh, a knockoff Mobile Suit Gundam. I love the Gundam series. Did you see? Because I look at these like clickbait articles every so often. There there was a time I think recently that they were going to be re-releasing Endless Waltz in theaters, just so you could have the opportunity to watch it. Like it was like the think it was like the 15-year anniversary or the 20-year anniversary for it. And if you've never seen Endless Waltz, it's the one from the, I think it's like the first US release of the series. Not for me. Gundam Wing, yes, that one. Yep, I couldn't remember the series called. What it was called. Yeah, I love that series. That was the first one for me getting into Gundam series. Let's do the heal. Let's do that one. Oh, I don't have a target. I don't have a target. Okay. All right. I see what you're doing. There was also, have you ever heard of Macross, which is like one of the first ever Japanese animes where they did like mech combat? It's a very old movie series. It's like that vintage like 80s style Speed Racer style stuff, aesthetic. They were doing a release of that one too. Is it Robotech or Macross? Robotech was one of the ones that it might have been named Robotech Macross. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll put a link in the chat after we get through this dungeon here. Oh, that's a breath weapon, and I'm standing right in it like a noob. Oh, you're level 90. Congrats. Ah, okay. All right. So it is the same thing, just different. Gotcha. Yes. So then, yes, I am talking about that. I do mean Robotech. Yes. Where it was the jets that turn into half mechs, where they have legs and arms, and then they turn into words are failing me. They turn into full mechs. They had like four forms. No, three forms. They had three forms, where it was the full robots, humanoid robots, and then the arms and legs with the jet body. Yeah. So much. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Toonami was the way I watched a lot of the animes. Toonami and Adult Swim. I don't know. Is this the last boss? I have no way of knowing. I don't think it's the last boss because it looks like there's stuff. Oh, I stood in spikes like a noob because I'm looking in the back trying to see if this is the last boss. Sorry. Oh, Cyclone Battle. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Keep going. Doing the damage. I can do another heal. Drop that guy down. there, and then hit this guy. And then do this. Nice, we're doing some pretty good damage. I don't know, I don't have damage meters mod or anything like that. Voltron Galaxy Rangers. You know, my wife watched the entire new, and I say new, it's several years old at this point. When they redid Voltron, she watched it all from start to finish, the one that was on Cartoon Network or something like that. And she was like, this is such a weird show, but I can't stop watching it. Like when they rebooted it essentially, and she told me what was going on, and I was like, oh wow, that never happened. That wasn't a thing. I knew some of the things that happened in it, but I wasn't aware of some of the other things with like the main character getting into like the group of a court of assassins or something like that. I can't even remember all the references right now. Like he like was part bad guy, as it were, and he got pulled into being an assassin or something like that. And she was telling me all about it basically, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. Legend, yeah, is that the reboot one? Then that's exactly the one I'm talking about. The ones where I think it was maybe Cartoon Network picked up the IP and they redid it, freshed up the animation, and then brought the characters like a little bit more depth. Because in the '80s it was just very, very simplistic with what the characters were and how they operated. Looks like we're gonna keep running now. Question mark? Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. We don't go in the goo. Don't go in the goo. Oh, we go this way. Alright, cool. Yeah, Legendary Defenders was it. On the YouTube side of things, I see we have 4 people. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Hopefully this is enjoyable content for you. We were just chatting about all the fun stuff from our past lives, as it were. Oh, I'm standing in ouchie. I'm standing in ouchie. I need to stop standing in ouchie. Okay. My favorite character, I think it was Lance. Was he the one who got paralyzed? He fought the one Robeast and got paralyzed, and then the princess took over for his lion. That was my favorite character. I liked him. There was Lance and there was Huck. Was the kid, or was he the yellow lion? I can't remember. Oh, now you're making me want to watch it again. At least 1 or 2 episodes of it. Alright, meditate, clear your mind. I don't know this mechanic at all, so I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing. Clear your mind. Move haze. Cannot move when the act... Oh, time to go. Sven. Ah, yes, Sven. He was... And then he got like paralyzed from the Robeast. Drop this down, do this. This is a fun fight, actually. This has got some mechanics to it. Can I not hit him? What am I doing here? Oh, tank died. I'm about to die. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Sven, okay, yeah. Keith was about the Black Lion. Lance was the leader. Yep. Okay. Hunk was the green, and Bella was the Blue Lion was the princess. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. What you're saying resonates with me in a way. Yeah. I'm gonna release. I don't want to reincarnate and just get dead again because that would suck. Gotcha. Gotcha. You are awesome for knowing all these facts. I don't care if you're Google boxing them and telling me about them. I think it's awesome that you know these things. Thank you very much for sharing with us, sharing with the class, as it were. Thank you. I appreciate it. Did it put us? Oh, it did put us in a nice spot. Okay. Oh, dark tank left. It is the weirdest thing. I have almost like a what's the word, like a snap memory, I think is what the psychological term for it is, where certain moments will trigger memories for me, and my friends hate it because we'll be out at a gathering or something like that, and they'll be saying something and it will cause me to remember something from our past where they're trying to say something like, yeah, no, it was totally like this and blah blah blah. I was like, no, 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 it was like this. And they're like, dang it, because they're trying to, mold that image of themselves from being a young, ruffian, as it were, doing all sorts of manner of, ill repute things. And it's just like, no, you were an idiot just like the rest of us. Don't try and make it sound like you weren't. Don't make it sound like you were better than us. But it's only random, like, moments where it's like certain things have to trigger for me to be like almost reliving the moment, as it were. And even then, it's just one of those random, like, I can't predict it, and I can't manufacture it. It's very hard for me to do that. Oh no, the light broke. Oh no, are you okay? Okay. Yep. Where are we? Yep, yeah, my friends are the same way, where it's just like, yeah, no, that's not what I remember. That's not what I remember. And it's just like, yeah, they usually go with it, but then there's also times where, like, yeah, you're a human being. You're not infallible. It's okay. You can remember as much as you can, and you have what's called in. So here's a factoid for you. When detectives or any law enforcement interview a group of people, there are always three versions they are looking for from the aspect of being a detective and gathering information. There is their interpretation of what happened, what you're telling them, your interpretation of what happened and what you're telling them, and then the third thing is the truth. And the truth is always a little bit vague. So when they're interviewing people, they are looking for those overlapping situations where there's a common thread, there's a common valid point, or a verified point, not valid, verified point of interest or observation from multiple people backing things up. That was one of the things, interestingly, so going down the conspiracy theory past, as it were. In the JFK shooting, there's so much information out there about that. But there are so many people who saw it that it creates a lot of data points, but some of those data points can be manufactured because people want to be included and they want to say things that might sound like something that happened. There are also situations where there may be a plant somewhere from a conspiracy theory where the government or the assassins put people out there to give misinformation and spread misinformation. And then the last thing is, yeah, there may be people who honestly just don't remember what happened the way it happened, and it just causes more misinformation. Oh no, no! How? I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix that. I can... Is it... Thank you, Jacob, for telling me. How is it bad? Is it one of those things where it's granular? Is it delayed? Or is it just like staticky? And I appreciate you telling me. I see. So we have to hit these. Low quality. Okay. All right. I will have to look at that. Jacob, thank you so much. I will. I was having some problems this morning with my setup, so it makes sense that I was having that's a problem. I will take a look at it after I get through this fight. So please endure. I will do what I can to make it, as fun as possible. All right, let's get this. Oh, I don't know. Stay out of the ouchies. Stay out of the ouchies, you knucklehead. I died again. Is it our healer that's causing the problem? I think we'll be okay. I don't know. I'm out of it. Why am I... Oh, I'm not out of it. I was just barely in it. Oh, no. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. He's gonna die before I can heal him. He's gonna die before I can heal him. Oh, we got it. Okay, phew. None of these are for us. All right. Let's see if I can fix this. All right. Really low quality. I wonder... Invalid target. Okay, so he must have revived. All right. Let us leave the instance group. Should be going back to a safe space. Let me see what we can do here. Getting ourselves a better situation for the quality of the mic. I also want to make sure I'm not going to die. No, good. I'm safe. Okay. All right, let's... Oh, I see. Okay, so let me... Is that any better? Let's bring our gain up just a little bit. There, okay. And then let's go to performance mode. No, let's not do that. Let's go into properties. Yeah. USB, okay. Audio monitoring. Okay, sync off, yep. Down to mono. Down mix to mono. I'm going to remove that. Route audio to a single. I see. Okay, that's where that was coming from. Well, that's fun. Okay. I didn't know that was a setting. All right. Cool. You'll have to let me know, Jacob, if you're still sticking around, if that's any better. I've repositioned the mic. I've changed some of the settings. If it's still not that good, I apologize. I'll have to take it offline and do it. I'll leave the stream up the way it is for right now, unfortunately, just to keep playing with everybody here. Hopefully that works out. All right, so we got to bring all this back up here, I believe, right? Yeah. Gotta zappy zap all these guys. No, that's good. All right, well, if it sounds fine to some, I don't know, it might be on his side of things, but I appreciate the input, Jacob. If you're still kicking around, I appreciate the input, just to make sure that I'm giving a better quality of things. I appreciate that. Try and make it worth your while to stick around, you know what I mean? All right, dragging this up. Doing that. All right. There, going up. I know that's a vibe, man. As I've gotten older and less, we'll say, patient, as it were, I have been finding that I suck at listening. And I mean that in the most straightforward way. We, in a lot of, we'll say, typically American culture, we listen to respond. We don't listen to understand. And that's something I've internalized as I've gotten older. And so there's your dad advice for today. Listen to understand first, and then listen to respond. Because we get it ingrained in our brains in education systems and in work environments that we are to listen to instructions and then respond to them, that we know what we're doing or we're going to do the things that we're supposed to do. We don't listen to actually try and understand exactly what we are being asked to do. So, case in point, give you an example. Your boss, or no, if you remember, going into school, teacher asks the whole class, hey, we need to do this assignment. Everyone heads down. We're going to do this worksheet. Everyone does the worksheet. Everyone sits down and does the worksheet. But what happens if you do the worksheet incorrectly? You're assuming you know, do the worksheet. But if your teacher said instead, everyone read the worksheet first and then do it, people's first response is to the first instruction. Usually, but sometimes it's they just listen like, oh, I just have to do the worksheet. Some people just like take a test. And it's a fun thing that the college professors do, where you, the instructor, first day, will be like, all right, everyone, I want you to take this test, make sure you read it first, and then turn it in, and you can leave for the day. So the first instruction, take the test. Their instructions, they'll flip over the paper, or they'll start doing the test, and they don't follow the first instruction, or the total instruction of reading the entire test first. The last question or the last paragraph or the last sentence on the test is, turn this in, you don't have to do this test. If you turn this in now, or you turn this in, you don't have to do this test and you can leave for the day. Very few people will follow the instructions in its entirety. They'll start taking the test. They'll answer number 1 and go through all the steps of the test and everything like that. And then by the end of it, they'll look at the last sentence that says the same thing as everyone else's, where it's like, oh, I didn't have to sit here for an hour doing this test. I just had to turn it in. So that we as people get it ingrained in our brains that that's what we need to do. Try and listen to understand first. Listen to understand what the person is asking of you. Then you can ask questions if you don't understand. So yeah, just one of those fun things that I've learned as growing up. Let's complete this. All right. Is that any better? That is not any better. Oh, we got some things, didn't we? We got these. These are better, I think, question mark? They are. And we lose some spirit, but we get that. All right, cool. All right. Now, oh, we got to get more of those berries. Got to get more of those berries. All right, cool. Now, as for everything else goes, hopefully this isn't blowing your eardrums out. Made a couple of changes. Let me know if the audio is coming in good. One of the things that I wanted to talk about with you, everyone, today is, case in point, the words fail, hard, brain, not work. So, talking about failure is very important because we oftentimes internalize failure solely as a negative. But if you're always successful, you never know what it's like to fail. And so you run into a situation where once you fail, it is new territory for you. You don't know what to expect next. You don't know what's going on. And I'm not saying that that's a generational thing. That's an everyone thing, where people expect to have, we'll say, not unfettered success, but they expect in a way to have more success than failure. So when failure happens, it's very hard for them to deal with. When quite oftentimes life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Life is not balanced. Life is not just. And that is where people seem to lose their way with understanding those points in your life, where you go for a job interview as an adult and you don't get the job, and you are like, why didn't they want me? Why didn't it work out? And you don't ever know why, because you're a number to them, your company. You don't get stronger by always winning. That's correct. You don't. One of the other things that can easily happen to you is if a significant other. This is a really hard one. And this is one of the great conversation topics I'm having with my son right now, is he's starting to realize he likes girls. And I'm like, hey, that's fine. If you like this girl, that's fine. And I talk with him about what it means to like somebody, how it works, and how I view it to work. And that's one of the things that I did not expect from me is, oh, wait, I'm talking about how I feel it should work. And so I had to do a little bit of research, and turns out that I have been failing at the best educational stuff. I've read a couple of articles. I'm not going to say it's like I'm an expert on it now, but it's important when you have your kids starting to realize these feelings that you nurture them in ways that are, we'll say, relevant to the current norms in society. Whereas I'm quite antiquated with it. I'm quite antiquated with how these feelings have been progressing in my life and where they've led me. There's more research out there. There's more data to pull from. And basically the root of it is you need to first understand if this is a pressure thing for him to like somebody if he feels like he's heard his friends say that they like so and so, and he has this almost like sheep mentality, as it were, to say, oh, well, I like so and so too, or I like this person, and to talk through those feelings and find out where because it doesn't come out of left field. He starts feeling these things from external influences quite more pointedly than his own progression, as it were, in maturity as he grows. And so one of the things that I learned from that is to just be patient and let it happen organically, to where, his social cues from his peers are what's pressuring him to start saying these feelings out loud. And that's fine. That's okay. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's bad, because that's normal. But you have to then assess who from his peer group are pressuring him into saying this. And it's not, pressure gets a bad rap, as it were, for things where it's like peer pressure. Yeah, that's bad. I understand. Peer pressure, bad. But there actually is such things as good peer pressure. Good peer pressure is when you have a non-toxic group of friends that encourage you to apply for a job, that encourage you to go ask this girl out. And that's a good peer pressure. And there's a balance. There's absolutely a balance. So circling back to what I was talking about with my son and how he starts, voicing these opinions that he likes these girls and things like that, I have to ask him. And it's not a bad thing to ask, like, do you like girls? Are you okay with that? What's making you feel you like this girl? How do you like this girl? And he has these wonderful, innocent responses where it's, I like the way she makes me laugh. I like the way that she colors in her banana. And I'm like, okay. What do you like about the coloring of her banana? And she's like, she made it green. And I'm like, yep, green bananas, they're things. I know, but it was, and he goes, it was a pea green. And I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, I'd never seen a pea green banana before, and I thought it was silly. And I was like, oh, all right, buddy, I get you. And it was just, he's 6. My son is 6. And so we have those wonderful organic conversations about, where these feelings are coming from and what it means to him. Yeah, so my son is 6 and I have a 9-year-old daughter. And I will tell you right now, my 9-year-old daughter is going on 19. And that is a whole other mess that I have to navigate. I love them both, and I think they're the best kids in the world, but I'm also a little bit biased to that. All right, let's see here. Colors flying. We get a thing. These aren't better than what we currently have. Nope, that's not better. The spirit is for healing, I think. Spirit helps with healing. So I guess maybe we can get that. Yeah, let's grab that for now. Oh, all right. 3 cheers and 3 beers. So, yeah. All right, and then we pass out, and then we face slide to wake up. Got it. Cool. Awesome. So, yeah, the one thing that pressure for my daughter is very different. I would have told my son to worry about girls right now. Yeah, and that's part of what I actually tell him too, where pressure and that's one of the things where it's like, do you feel like you are doing this too soon? And it's weird to ask a 6-year-old that, because you're just like, they don't know anything. It's like, you'd be surprised. Kids know more, or at least they feel more, and letting them try and articulate that is a huge part of being a parent. Do not, and I stress this to anyone out there struggling with connecting with your kids, do not feel the pressure to try and put the words out there for your kids, or even your nieces and nephews, or anyone who's younger that you're talking to. Don't feel the pressure to. Let them talk the way they are comfortable talking, because then it becomes their full ownership of how they're talking. It becomes their entire response, and not you filtering it, not anyone changing it. And it leads them to feeling more comfortable, and it leads to them feeling more in control and able to openly dialogue with you. And that can lead to even further and deeper and more meaningful conversations with them. So even if one of the things that, and I don't know if you guys know this, I have a friend that he introduced me to my wife, actually. His name is Brian, and he has a stutter. And if you haven't ever met anyone with a stutter or had interactions with them, one of the worst things that you can do for someone with a stutter is to inject more information, because that's part of what creates the stutter, the tripping over the words situation, is they're thinking of the words and they're trying to get the words that they want to say out, but you putting more words out there can cause more of a situation. You just have to be patient and you have to let them go through it and let them talk. And I actually found this out, that the longer I worked with, and I worked with him, but the longer I worked with him, the more I interacted with him at work, and then we played video games together, he actually stuttered a little bit less and less and less. It was still there. It's not like it ever went away, but it allowed him to feel more comfortable with me, and it allowed him to stutter just a little bit less as he was going through. And yeah, I'm not perfect. There were some times where I'd like jump in or something like that and say what he was saying, and try and finish the thought for him. So I'm not perfect about it, but if it really helps those people who have those situations to navigate their thoughts and to feel more comfortable with you. So there's your little bit of advice for the day too. Yeah. All right, got the spirit bottles. We gotta get spirit bottles. Do I have to kill these guys? I don't think I have to kill those guys. Okay, good. So hopefully that helps you understand things a little bit more about some things in the world that you might not have known about, might not even have thought about. Oh, hello, friend. Yeah, and I do stress that with my son. That's like, girls are not a thing that you need to be worrying about right now. You just need to be having the most fun that you can have at school, because sooner or later it's going to start feeling like work. Alright, let's see. We got these bunch of quests right here. Getting these done. Doop-a-doo. Up to 8 people on the YouTube side. Nice. Awesome. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to check out the stream. If you're new here, leave a comment. Let me know how things are going. Specifically, how the audio is. If I sound like a trapped cat, I do want to know that. Oh, nice. I met one of my coworkers' wives who does that. And we live in the Northeast, and so we had some snowfall happening that the day I met her, because we were out for a work anniversary luncheon, and she said, "Yeah, I work up in the hills, and one of the things I have right now is I'm waiting on a phone call to see if school got let out early." And so she would go get the kid off the bus and stay with him in the afternoon so the parents could work, and she was just the home caregiver for the afternoon, and she had other kids that she would work with in the morning. But that's awesome. Good for you. Good for your wife. Hopefully she must have a lot of patience. She must have a lot of patience for that, because I can understand the frustration that can happen with it. Or let me rephrase that. I can respect the frustration that ends up happening with it. Alright, so now we've got those. Now I need to do things with the wayward ancestors. He's gonna aggro on me. Oh, he didn't. Okay, good. Yeah, not that bad. Not that bad. I've been in West Virginia actually. I went whitewater rafting down the Gauley River in West Virginia. That was a lot of fun. Me and my friends, we have a text chain called the Adventure Club. We did Mount Whitney 2 years ago, and then we did Angel's Landing. It was the first time I'd ever been in Vegas. It was a lot of fun. Great group of guys. That was one of the first times I've ever done any adventures like that, and it was a great time. It was really enjoyable. I was up for 24 hours to hike Mount Whitney. If you don't know what Mount Whitney is, it's the highest mountain south of, or in the lower United States. And that was a fun time until it wasn't. Unfortunately, one of my friends got altitude sickness when we were at the top, so it was like we got to go now. And then we had to, I think the term is called belay, where we slid down the ice chute. That was an interesting adventure. Bye, wife. Love you. Have a good day at work. And then we gotta go this way. Yeah, we gotta go up and over this way. Let's go this. Nope, nope. Go around this way. There we are. Good. Yep. But yeah, we went down the Gauley River, whitewater rafting. That was fun and quite enjoyable time. Nobody died. It was a good time. All right. Oh, I'm not queued up for a dungeon. I just realized that. All right, so that's done. Let's hear how full of our bags. Oh, we're only halfway. Oh, these, I gotta open these up. As gross as that is, I have to open the intestines to get money, which I hope we wash off. All right, so we go this way. We turn those in, I think, right? Yeah, we'll turn these in. We will turn these in over here. Okay. Spirit bottles done, and throw spirit bottles on the ground. Get that one done, and then complete that one, and then humble offering. Okay. All right, so then I've got to go where? Up there. Okay. Oh, it's almost like in West Virginia. I was about 6 or 7. Shot a gopher and oh geez, that is a very, you know what, was it a good experience or a bad experience? I gotta say that might be a good experience for you to see that. So all my friends are hunters up here where I live, and we get venison, and it's really good. But I am not a hunter. It's not that I have no desire to be a hunter. It's just I have never gone hunting, and I don't necessarily want to go hunting. So, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the situation. But it's just one of those, for lack of a better term, things that I would love to learn to do, but I have no desire to go do. But I enjoy the fruits of their labors because they are willing to share. I'm in lightning. That hurts. I should not stand in lightning. Yeah, that's probably a little bit harsh. That's fair. That is fair. I don't know how my daughter or my son would react if I had to bring home a deer and skin it. And you know, I mean, I'm not going to dispute that. That's a very realistic way of looking at it. My kids are afraid, or I guess a better terminology would be my kids are aware that a apocalypse could happen, and their most concerning one is the zombie apocalypse, and my daughter has an action plan for the zombie apocalypse, and it involves getting her friends and going to live in the hills. And I said, do you know how to live in the hills? And she said, no. And I said, it is very different from what you might think it is to live in the hills. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for his service. Thank him for his service. However, the terminology is there. I'm not trying to be offering a platitude. All right, let's not die here, because that would... Why are we not attacking this thing? Why are you not attacking this thing? Or are you the... You're the healer. Oh, that's why you're not attacking. You're doing your job. Am I stunned? I am stunned. I'd like to not be stunned now. Alright, hit this guy right here. Of course, just after we get our procs. Yeah. The unstoppable. I am almost out of mana, I just realized. I don't know why. Should be getting these procs where it's like reducing the mana cost by a significant margin. Oh, I am on fire. Did I not have the mana totem? Now I'm getting hit again. Ow. Ow. Oh, that's awesome. Get this on cooldown. He's gonna start spinning. Oh, there's the dervish right there. And now he's gonna start spinning, and we're just gonna back away from him. And then we can't do that. And then we drop this. Good, we got all three. Nice. Okay. They are indeed. Oh, wait, no, it's over this way, and then we go down. They are indeed. I saw a funny little post about the Appalachian Mountains versus the Rocky Mountains, where the Rocky Mountains, because they're the young, tough, virile kind, where the Appalachian Mountains have seen some things and lived a hard life, and they know what it is to be out in the wilds of the world. Makes you think about it. Because when we were out west for the Whitney hike that I mentioned, we saw the tops of these mountains. It was all more squarish as opposed to a peak, and that is a geological thing because they are just younger mountains. They have not eroded yet. So it's just wild to think about that. Wait, I don't need to be doing chain lightning. There's only one guy left. Alright, keep on clearing this. Doing that. It's nice. Good stuff. Not a good idea in the West Virginia hills. Yeah, probably. Lots of firearms up there. Whereas they are called in Harry Potter fire legs. My friends did the entire Appalachian Trail. God, now like, we'll say 10 years ago at this point, maybe even longer. And it was fun because I actually met them at the finish line at Mount Katahdin. They did it from Jackson up to Katahdin. And I didn't know what I was signing up for when I went with them to the finish line and the 100-mile wilderness. And it was, my feet were messed up at the end of it. I cannot stress this enough, that my feet were completely destroyed at the end of it. Like when I stopped for water breaks with them and, they basically just said, let's take care of your feet at the end of the day. And walking around the campsites at the end of the day, or when we would stop for water and going up again, it felt like walking on broken glass. That's how bad it was. And I cannot stress enough how just ridiculously painful it was. I did too. I walked from Massachusetts to Maryland. My parents were freaking trying to figure out how Yeah, there's actually a lot of trails that people don't realize that are available. The hiking paths that are curated in some ways, maintain Trail Magic as well, where there's people that will give you rides to and from town, and you rely on your fellow man or fellow person to get you to where you need to be. It's just one of those things that really kind of humbles you in a way, is what I'll say. It gives you perspective as well, where you're like, wow, you are at the mercy of a lot of things when you do something like that. And the fact that you have this opportunity to really rely on your other people in society, it's really, really eye-opening, the opportunities that can end up happening that way. Did you hike to Mount Greylock? Because we also did what we affectionately call a high points tour, where we did all the high points in New England. Dinosaur Nights, the Appalachian Trail, so stocked. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Yep. They glamorized it in the movie with Robert Redford, A Walk in the Woods, which is a book based on the Appalachian Trail. It is definitely not what you would expect it to be when you're out there, and there are some vistas that you see, but it's not all sweeping mountains and niceness like you see in the movie. So heading south, okay. Mm-hmm. Should be finishing this guy up pretty quick, but he's definitely got a stiff chin on him, which is kind of annoying. Die, evil, weird iguana snake man. Is that for us? Nope, that is not for us. That is a tank trinket if I ever did see one. That is absolutely not for us. Alright. Run! Nice. Good, everyone made it. Oh, we have auctions that sell that were on sale. Nice, awesome. Awesome, awesome. And the tank got it. That's good. Good, good, good. Just do the spam chain lightning. I am pressing 5 with all the authority I can muster. Oh no, fireballs. Alright, let's keep going. Doing the stuff. Doing the things. Like I know what's going on. Please don't move too far in. Or do that. Yeah, or just move far in. That's fine. You can do that. Now I get to spam this. Ow. We do get our Earthshock proc pretty quickly, actually, because of the AoEs. So, I mean, it's not all bad. Difficulty, extreme, intense. Yep. One of the things that really humbles you when you do those distance hikes is, oh, I can carry a backpack all day. Yeah, you can. But thinking about it, like, can you carry a backpack full of food all day? Where it's like, that is your responsibility and only your responsibility, and you are the only one who can do it, because that's what you got to do. Oh, okay. All right, for aliens. Yeah, okay. It does sound like a fun game. Sounds like a good game for me and my brothers to play. Actually, wait, I should do you. So, oh, the weapons. I forgot the weapons come alive. Yep, I'm dead. Yeah, no, I'm dead. I'm just gonna stand here. Do I have a heal? I have a heal thing. Well, I can do my Stormlash totem. Ooh, that drew a fire ring around me. Oh, that was dumb of me. At least the healer got knocked up too, so I don't feel so bad. Is that better? I mean, I could use it. It's a 50. I'm gonna roll need on it. I'm gonna take it. Because it's just better. I mean, that has spell power, but so does that. It's got a ridiculously amount of spell power. Alright, leave the group. Cool. Awesome. Great. Good times. Woo! One of the things. So here's a good thing. You want to talk about pressure? Pressure during the holidays for me, going down that road, is getting the right gift for my wife. And I don't know if you feel this kind of pressure for your significant other or not, but I struggle sometimes. She gives a list. I'm not saying she's not, forthcoming. If you weren't here last stream, one of the things that we talked about was for those people who are hard to buy gifts for, you are allowed to ask for a list. And if they say, "Oh, just anything's fine," you can press them for a list because you want to get them something. And if they're not willing to meet you halfway, then unfortunately you're just going to have to get them a gift card to a place where you know that they like. If they like Starbucks, get them a Starbucks gift card. If they like a local coffee shop, get them a local coffee gift card or something like that. Do not feel pressured to buy them a $400 custom AirPod thing or anything else if you are struggling to find them a gift or an idea for a gift and then have it fall flat. Just don't. You're okay to not buy them the $400 thing. If they say, "Oh, I wish I had the $400 thing," then you can stand on your soapbox and point the finger right at them and say, "I asked you 4 months ago what to get you, and this was on sale for $250. You're going to have to wait until next Christmas." You are perfectly within your right. You don't even have to say that. You can just be like, "Oh, okay, now I know for next time." And then you can put it on a wish list. You can put it on a watch list. If you don't know how to do that, it's a very fun feature where you can put items on, like Chrome, I think, has it, and Firefox has it, where you can watch the prices for items, and they can tell you when they're on sale, and you can go buy them and get them after the fact. But one of the things that you want to talk about pressure for gift giving. For me and my wife, I like getting her the surprise gift. And the surprise gift is usually something where it's just like, it's a fun, silly thing where it's like, my wife got me yo-yos. I'm not kidding you. She got me like a 4-pack of yo-yos from the dollar store. and she gave them to me. And there was like a red one, a green one, blue one, and I hadn't had a yo-yo in decades at that point. It was a really fun gift. It was a really fun gift. I'm not going to say what I got her this year for that gift because I know she watches the streams. So you're just going to have to be surprised. But let's just say I happened to see something out when our kids were in gymnastics on the interwebs, and I was like, yes, this thing. So you've been given a hint, but I won't tell you anything more. All right, now what do we got to do here? We got to wasp stingers. That's not where we want to be. What do I got to do here? Return spirits to nature. Number 3. What do I do with this? What do I do with this one? Throw bottles? What? Is that really all I'm doing? Is just littering? These were dollar store yo-yos. They weren't anything like Duncan Wise or anything like that from the past. Oh, so I have to fight these things if they get angry because I put them in the forest? Oh, I returned the beast spirit and it got angry and then I killed it. So I don't know what to do with that information. Duncan yo-yos, I remember wanting those as a kid when I saw the commercials for them, where they were all manner of like light up yo-yos or the clear ones, or they had like little holographic foils in them. I remember those. I remember those. Can't even remember the brand that she got there. It was years ago that she got me this, but it was a fun gift idea. It was a fun gift idea. Alrighty. Let's get this one. Doing this. All right. So, yeah, I see there's 6 people on YouTube. Thank you so much for taking time out of the busy schedule to check out the stream. Hopefully you're having a good day. Good Friday. Hopefully your gift shopping isn't getting you down too hard. You're able to have some fun with it and enjoy the process of buying gifts for people. Retail therapy is a thing. It is absolutely a thing. Oh, that's a bear. That's a bear. Which surprisingly has a weaker... Okay, it was weaker than the birds. The birds were stronger than the bears. That's a tiger. That's a tiger. I'll wait so I can zap it there. Cool. Awesome. I returned spirits to nature by opening the bottle and then killing them. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about this quest design. Whatever. It's done. I mean, we did it. I think this is the path to get back up there. Yep, go this way. Good. Alright, yeah. See you later. Thank you very much, Tony, for chatting. Hopefully you have a great day. Catch you next week. So the YouTube side of things is free to subscribe, so I would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button or hit that like button at the very least. Taking time out of your busy schedules to come along with me on the journey of World of Warcraft. Protect during the ritual. You got it. Oh, he going. Alright, let's see here. We gotta go where we can conduct the ritual. You go. Conduct the ritual. Alright, here we give them off me while I do your thing. Okay, you do the thing. I am assuming I will see them. Something a little bit poetic about that statement. I see you. Where are you coming from, huh? Where'd you come from? Come on. Ready? Go. Where you at? Where you at? Anywhere? Hello? Bueller? Oh, there you are. Well, yeah, I know you're under attack, dude. I know. I know. I got you. Happy Friday! How are you today, Harmony? How are things going? Hopefully you're having a good one. Thank you for following. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. I'm just glad you're here. Bridge to the sky. Confront, change, okay, rescue, seat, okay. We go this way? Oh, no, that's the guy. That's the evil guy. House cleaning, oh, good. Yeah, I know that feeling. I have to vacuum every day because of all the pine needles. All of them. Everywhere. We don't have any pets anymore, but yeah, it was always a daily thing to do. Just doing the stream, and then after this, gonna do the dishes. Actually, speaking of house cleaning and chores and things like that, gonna do the dishes, get some lunch, and then I'm gonna probably do my laundry. I need to do that too. I have to fold my laundry. So you reminded me of all my chores and how I should not be playing video games right now. I have a very busy schedule, and I'm sitting here playing video games. So yeah, it is what it is. But every so often, you need to shirk those responsibilities. You do. It gives you a sense of control and freedom. Sometimes you can't until it's like a planned shirking of responsibilities, which, if you don't know, is a thing. Alright, let's zappy zap this guy. I don't know if this is how I'm supposed to do this, or if I'm going to get one shot. Oh, we're doing okay damage. That guy's over there. Am I getting hit by the... Oh no, he's hitting that guy too. Okay, good. Good, okay, good. Clean the house every day because... Streams, nice. Okay. Yep, make breakfast, lunch, do the chores. Gotcha, gotcha. That's fun. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. I do not work the night shift. I did for about 10 years. So the short story is I do not work night shift anymore. I got my 4-year degree while I was on night shift, or rather, okay, back up a little bit. That's embellishing. I went to school during my time on the night shift, and I got my 2-year degree. Then I took a job on day shift, and then I got my 4-year degree. But yeah, I've done the night shift thing before, and it was a thing. It was a time in my life. I enjoyed it. It was fun. But I just realized that if I wanted to have, we'll say, normalcy, then I needed to be on the day shift. And a better opportunity for employment, I needed to get my 4-year degree. So that was why I did what I did. But yeah, I've done that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Alright, where am I going? I gotta go back up and talk to the guy. Yeah, the night shift was actually a lot of fun for me. It's a skill that so I don't know about you, Harmony, but for me, even now, I think I've been out of the night shift for 10 years, 15 years at this point. Even now, when I'm staying up late for any reason, once I hit a certain threshold of staying up, like say past 10:30, my body is like, oh, we're on night shift again, and I can't fall asleep. It is so annoying. Like there's that certain point where it just like, all right, my body's awake for the rest of the night, and I struggle to sleep, and it's so annoying. Oh, these are better. Yeah, these are better. I'll take those. Yeah, it's one of those things that you just kind of grow up with, or you just deal with, as it were. Right, so those aren't, and it's good. We can sell those. Okay, we got a lot of stuff we can sell, which is great. Yeah, I like on New Year's Eve, like, yeah, New Year's Eve. If I stay up for New Year's Eve, which we usually do, I have the hardest time falling asleep after New Year's Eve. Because I don't really, like, drink a lot. I'll have, like, the obligatory maybe glass of wine or sip of wine or something like that, or champagne for New Year's. But it's, a long time since I've been, like, fall out drunk on New Year's. But, like, that night specifically, like, I'll stay up until 4 in the morning, and my body will just not let me sleep. Because it's just like, all right, we're on night shift again. You did this to us. And it's just like, ugh, fine. Ugh. Nope, I can't go this way. I gotta go the other way. All right, let's see here. Do I have to go around all the way? I think I did. I kind of committed to the wrong direction. All right, well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll try and take the shortcut. But on the flip side of it, it's a wonderful skill that I have to staying up late, where if I need to drive the family someplace, I can do that. My wife and my kids can all sleep in the car, and I can just drive overnight or very early in the morning, and then when I get there, I might take a nap or something like that. But it's definitely one of those learned skills. So it works out in my favor to have, kind of both ends of the spectrum. All right. This way. We're churning through these quests pretty good. Oh, there's a node that we didn't discover. Nice. So one of the things that we talked about for today's stream is the pressure to be somewhere, do something, be someone during the holidays for any reason under the sun. If you haven't had any of those experiences, then thank the maker. But one of those things that can end up happening and make you feel that way is very easily your circle of friends, your circle of loved ones, where you are expected to be somewhere, do a thing, and if you're not, it kind of puts you on the outs with that group of friends, and it makes it harder for you to connect with them. This happened to me a little while ago, where my group of friends, we did this is a definition of good peer pressure. Okay, so this is good peer pressure. I'd never done this before. Speaking of New Year's, where we went to a costume party or a masquerade party, and I was very nervous and I didn't want to go because I just had never done it before, and I felt like it was going to be a bad time, and I didn't know what was expected of me and things like that. But I went, and you know what happened? I actually had a really good time. I actually had a really great time with my wife and my friends, and it was enjoyable overall. Had I not given into the peer pressure, knowing that it was in my best interest to, take those moments and be like, all right, fine, I get you. This is something that we should really be doing, something that I really should be participating in. I would have missed out on that bonding opportunity. Now I have this wonderful, fun memory with them about being at this event. And we haven't done it since, but it's still one of those moments in time where it was just like, wow, Had I missed that opportunity, I wouldn't have this memory. Now, there's also certain things where you have some, we'll call them idiosyncrasies, where you feel like you can't go, and there is the balancing act that you have to work through on your own, and the good peer pressure can turn into bad peer pressure very quickly. So understand that you have the balancing act and responsibility for yourself to enjoy the life that you want to enjoy the best way you can. And sometimes that means that you're going to have these moments where you have to give in to things that you don't want to do. And that is a very personal choice and a very difficult choice to make. But take it from me, some of those difficult choices and some of those situations that you feel pressured into from your group of friends or from your family, they are doing it from a place of love. They're doing it from a place of intent for you to grow and to change who you might be in a good way, not change who you might be in a bad way. And that's, again, I don't know your personal situations and how you're going through it, but it's a hard thing to pick and choose, and that's life. All right. Now we've got them. Let's go down here and handle this group of quests. Let's go this way, going this way, going down here. Those are, the stingers. Ah, yes, the stinger. My bag's getting full. They're not getting that full. The stingers and the hornets. There. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's where the nests are up there, right? Yeah. Wasp stingers, freshly fallen. All right, so I gotta get these wasp stingers. All right, cool. If you have any moments to share about anything, feeling pressure to do things, and we want to talk about them, more than welcome to. I'll try and field whatever questions I can, being another random voice on the internet, as it were. Will I give you the right answer? Will I give you the wrong answer? It's all a matter of opinion. Personally, I think I give pretty okay advice. I am not a designated professional in any way, shape, or form. But I have seen a fair few things. Alright. Zappy zap. Hit this guy. Get the stingers and stuff like that. I'm glad that we worked through all these quests, because it's ridiculous, actually, how many quests are still in this zone. I thought we were, like, near done, and it's like, nope, nah, just kidding. Alright, so these guys got the stingers. You would think that all wasps have stingers. If you didn't know, wasps sting you multiple times because they have multiple stingers. They're not like bees, where they have one and done. They sting you multiple times. It's, yeah. It's because they have multiple stingers. It's like they have them things in there like a Gatling gun, and they just do 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 do. When I worked in an engineering lab at my job, we had a wasp get in our lab, and we had a SEM. If you don't know what an SEM is, it's a scanning electron microscope. And we would use this for failure analysis and element analysis. But the wasp, we killed it, and we sputter coated it so that it was conductive, and we scanned it, and we scanned the stingers, and those things have some barbs on them. Oh my gosh. Scanning electron microscopes bring up the image in like a really high magnification. And whoo boy, yeah, I can understand why it hurts as much as it does. They have barbs, and they have several of the stingers in their abdomen. Oh, it's just the stuff of nightmares. Alright, where are we at? We need more stingers. Where are the things? Where are these wasps at? Is there somebody else doing this quest? I think somebody else is doing this quest. I don't know why. Alright. Let's go back over this. No, I'm stuck on a fence. Darn it. Poor driving. All right, let's go up this way. There they are. There they be. Oh. There we are. Nice. Do this. Do this. Smack you right there. Can you drop the stingers, please? Because that'd be just... I know you got them. I know you got them. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Come on, do that. Nice. Got the stinger and got some bandit boots. Okay, cool. Oh, this is like a little untouched grove. Nice. I'll gladly farm here for a minute or two. Now, one of the things that I did this week that I thought I would never do, because so this goes back to pressure. This week, my son's karate school was offering a buddy lesson day. And it's meant for parents, really, is what it's meant for. It's not only like buddy, but it's, relative if they want to join you to do, just a lesson and have fun. And I am very self-conscious in front of a group of people live like that. And you would think that, like, because I'm doing the YouTube streaming thing, you're like, how does that make sense? It's weird. I was super self-conscious because they were, looking at me working out essentially and, having fun with my son. And I always feel a little bit, cringy about that. But I had to internalize that differently, and what I was able to do with the energy that I was feeling was focus it entirely on my son and being his partner and making the adventure of it an adventure for him. And just imagining him being the only person in the room, and we're just going through these karate exercises and these moves and having fun. At the end of it, they always play a game at the end of class. And the game was, they had these, not yoga balls, but you remember the balls that have the handle on them and you bounced on them as a kid? That's what these balls were. They were super big balls that you would do that with. And you would hop around on them, basically like galloping like on a horse. But the objective was for you to have the ball between you and your partner using only your backs. And you had to walk 15 feet, 20 feet down, and then run back with the ball and turn it to the next person in line. And I'm 6'4", so I'm pretty tall. My son is probably no more than 3 feet tall right now. And so it's really hard for me to get into a position to where we weren't dropping the ball. But they gave this was where I was also getting a little bit anxious about it and being like, oh gosh, they're laughing. Like everyone was laughing, but I was like, no, just stop. And so what we did was you drop it twice and they say, all right, just turn around and put it belly to belly and you can hold each other's hands. And so we did that. But what I did was I grabbed the ball or grabbed him and I said, all right, you ready? And he's like, yeah. And he didn't know what was going to happen. I picked him up and the ball, and I held him against the ball, and I ran with him down, and we got through the finish line, and he thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. And I was just like, all right, we're done. And I got through it, and it was hilarious. He had a great time with it. It was fun, but it was just one of those moments where it was just like, I hope this is a core memory for him, because it's a core scar for me. All right, what do we got here? Not really something worth it, but meh. Are you gonna give me a way to sell? Can I get in there, please? Thank you, game. Jeez. All right, we got stuff to sell. We can sell this stuff here. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't know what these are for. I don't know what that is either. Is that better? No. I mean, it's 6. Does it? No, item level. Just go with item level. Don't try and... Don't try and figure it out further. There, and is that better? No, that's not better. What am I looking at that for? Soulbound, those stingers, and that one is, yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay, good. Good. I think that, oh, no, these. Yeah, those are not better. Okay, so I think that's everything. This is the same. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Awesome. Is there a mailbox here? There is not. All right, so we did that one. Hey, cool. Awesome. We worked through a lot today. Thank you guys for coming on this adventure with me. This is awesome. This is awesome. All right, we're going to run back. Yeah. Okay, so we just got this one, and then we got a couple. This is probably going to open up this whole area to do, like, questing down here, and then I don't know what's here. Oh, we're not in a dungeon queue like a knucklehead. I haven't been probably in a dungeon queue for the last 30 minutes. That's silly. I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. All right, let's go follow the road, but I don't know if that's what I need to be doing. Yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. You bunk. Oh, geez. 8,000 damage. Jeepers. I'm assuming this is a raid or something like that. Or it might be the Alliance City. I just want to see what this is. Get it on their map. Yeah, this is like a raid. Or no. Or not. Temple of the Jade Serpent. No, that's got to be a raid. This has got to be a raid. Yeah, this is a raid. Okay. Alright, that tracks. Right, like where's my guidebook? There's a dungeon journal. Temple of the Jade Serpent. Yep. Okay, so that's the raid. Okay. Cool. Assuming that we'll get there when we're level 90. But we're not 90 yet. We are close to 89. Never mind, we're halfway to 89. I thought we would have hit 89 way earlier today, but we have not. We have plenty of rested bonus, which is cool. I thought these are all yellow quests too, so thought we would have been much better off. Such is not the case. Doing another jade mine. Deliver the jade to Historian Din, Surveyor. Okay, so we gotta go run around. There. And then over here. There. And then we gotta do one more. Out here. There. And then we gotta get a ride to the top of the statue, which is from the one lady. She's right here. Yep, there we are. Cool. Just feeding your cat? No, hey, that's fine. Take your time. Take your time feeding your cat. My coworker is looking for a new cat. She loves long-haired cats, and every time she was lamenting to me, Harmony, that every time they find one they like, it gets adopted before they can, we'll say, lay claim to it, because the form takes so long to fill out. And I said, hey, if you can preload the form or talk to the adoption agency before, maybe that'll give you an opportunity to get one before before it's taken. You love the fluffy ones? Yeah. Long hair fluffy ones. We never had a long-haired cat growing up. We always had short-haired cats growing up. Yeah, we were in the gambit of all of them. We had gray cats, we had yellow cats, we had black and white cats growing up. All right, what are we getting here? Oh, these are good trinkets. Increases healing damage done. Melee range, this one. Speak with other sage. So that's actually a really good one to get. I like leaving the on hit one, because the 252% or plus to hit. Fiona, nice. I love it. Fiona and Shrek. Do you have another cat named Shrek? Will you get another cat named Shrek? Or a donkey? That's fine. Either is acceptable. I mean, obviously it's your house. You get whatever you want. Love rabbits too. So how far did that affect us? Yep. Okay. See, so because we lost that plus hit, we have miss chances now, which I am not a fan of. I am not a fan of that at all. I wonder how we can kind of fix that. That's literally the lowest item thing that we have, though. What does mastery do for me again? Crit chance. Just extra damage on crit. Love rabbits too. Nice. We had rabbits growing up as well. We had a rabbit, I should say, growing up as well. We did not take the opportunity to get another one after they passed. Spoke to Elder Sage. Entrance to the top. Outside. Oh, gotta go there. Oh, well, I'll just go do that now. This way. Yeah, rabbits, if you don't know, I believe, and you can educate me if I'm wrong, but I thought rabbits are a very social animal. That's part of the reason why everyone jokes about rabbits breeding like rabbits. It's because they're a very social animal, and if you don't have more than one rabbit, they can get very lonely, and they can get into a depression. Oh, the noon whistle. Huh. Oh, yeah, some health issues, so forth. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. And that's always hard. All right. We go talk to you. This is part 3 of our message. And I love the fact that you call it her husband. That is adorable. That is awesome. There's a random floating weapon. Alright, kill the water fiends for cover one staff. There are 3 separate quests. 4 separate quests. 5 separate quests. I think that's going to be, unfortunately, where we draw our end, though. Well, no, let's do this, because we're inside the Jade, or the Serpent, Jade Serpent Temple. Temple of the Jade Serpent. Let's see here, so... Let's do some of these. Get these done. that she doesn't have a partner to the people I got her from. Yeah. One of the movies that my kids have been recently watching over again is Rio, where it's the blue macaw bird getting reintroduced to the wild. And it's actually been a really great conversational topic for. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that you're like, maybe you're a magnet for them. Maybe people know that you have a big heart for them. One of the things that we discussed with Rio is how, these are wild animals that have been domesticated. And it's always very interesting to have that conversation with my kids about what does it mean to be domesticated and are all animals like that. And it's like, well, it takes millennia for that to happen and stuff. And it's been fun to have that conversation with them. All right, so I have to kill these moths because they are destroying the books and scrolls. I have to stomp on these worms multiple times. That's kind of gross, actually. Oh, there's multiple worms. Okay, that makes more sense. Tries to eat my hair and spits it out. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, we had to put our greyhound down earlier this year. It was a hard choice to make. She was 13 when we put her down. She was the softest fur that any greyhound we ever had. Well, we've only ever had one, but I'm saying like everyone always admired her fur for being super soft. And the hard decision to put her down was because she wasn't going to survive the surgery. She accidentally broke her tail, even at an older age. If you've never heard of it, dogs can get what's called happy tail, and where they wag their tail and they knock it off of something like a coffee table or a door jamb, and they break it. And being the greyhound, we thought she was going to do that like when she was younger, but not now. And she, or not when she was older, and she wound up snapping her tail, and they said that she wouldn't survive the surgery more than likely to dock it or to repair it. And so it like happened just all of a sudden, really, where it was just like, oh. And so we had to bring our kids out of school, or we chose to bring our kids out of school for it so they could say goodbye to PJ and, talked with them about what was going on and the expectations of things. And it was a really difficult time, but at the same time, it was a really good time for the kids to have that understanding and that ability to say goodbye, because you don't want to just like the dog's there one day, the dog's not there one day, and have that conversation where like, oh, they got sick or they went up to see grandma or something like that. No, they were old enough to where I think that any age they need to start really understanding those, for lack of a better term, those necessary evils, those necessary difficulties of pet ownership. Because if they when they grow older, they have this expectation, they learn from you, they learn their cues from you of holding on to a dog or a cat when it might be almost cruel at a certain point, because the dog or cat may have, the inability to eat or see or hear or something like that, or move even. Like if your dog or cat has the inability to go out to the bathroom, you have a really hard responsibility as the pet owner to make that choice of when enough is enough. And I'm not going to say it's easy anytime other than when when they know, you'll know. And that's what everyone always says. All right, let's see here. We gotta go out this way. What are we doing out here? Oh, the rockets. Yeah, it was my wife had never been in the room when the dogs had been put down before, or her pets had been put down before, and so it was actually an educational experience for her. And my daughter, being 9, she understood it a little bit more, and she kind of took the emotional cues from my wife about what was happening. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, we got one here. Nice. Should have another one right in the corner. Yeah. Well, there's one right here. We got some other ones that we can do. I'm going to get them all done, and I'm going to turn them back in right now. So we get all these done, and then I'll probably call the stream there. This has been a great day. We've had so many people pass through on YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to chat with you today. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed my random spouts of words of wisdoms and things like that. Okay, so all these little water elementals, they might have his staff, so I'm just going to zappy zap. Oh, I might have just killed myself. Just spam the chain lightning. Drop the healing totem. Oh, yeah, I need to heal myself. I was like, oh good, we have most of them dead. Not really, actually. Alright, can we stop aggroing new ones? That'd be stellar. I would like that very much, thank you. Oh my gosh, stop it! Okay, lesson learned. I'm not gonna do chain lightning anymore. There. Okay, die. Die. Please die. Please die now. Doesn't look like there's any more that walk around, so I'm just gonna do that again. I'm gonna recall this before I aggro a new one. Good. Awesome. We got the staff. That was a thing. That was a thing. Cool. Nice. This is an instance, not a raid. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. There's a dragon somewhere here. Is that correct? It's like hiding in a corner? Or is it maybe outside? That's a drop off. Oh, there it is. I live in the Northeast United States. So we're having a pretty good winter right now. We have some snow on the ground. It's the kind of winter right now that it reminds me a little bit of the past. You know, years with more snow on the ground would be nice. But also, I am at that age where I have to shovel everything, where I'm at that responsibility point where I've got to shovel everything. So it's like, ugh. And so, so that, I mentioned this earlier. I met a friend's wife at a work function this week for an anniversary dinner for years of service for the company. And there was snow falling on the ground, and I couldn't get home in time to shovel it, so it froze, melted, and created this like thin sheet of ice on the driveway. And I'm like, great, I'm gonna put my car into the driveway and it'll be great. And I go and do that, and it's like I stop and I slide like another foot forward. I'm like, this is dangerous. All right. Hooray, we did things. That's not any better, but we'll accept the quest. Listen to the Jade Serpent. We got a free item for it. All right. Are you the Jade Serpent? They're the Jade Serpent. Yeah, that tracks. But it was necessary. We have never seen one of your kind. Never seen a Tauren. Okay. Oh, bearing of our heart. That's fair. Ride with me, little one. There is something I wish you to see. Okay. Cool. Off we go. Adventure! Excelsior! Alright, you have been removed from queue. Oh, because I didn't realize that it had popped. No, northeast part of the United States is like the New England area, where you have Maine, you have Massachusetts, you have Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island. Northwest would be like Washington, Oregon, Idaho. That's the Northwest. The southeast side of the United States would be like Florida, Georgia. Oh, so, okay. Yeah, okay. I've been to Houston. My buddy lived in Houston for a little while for work. And I went to visit him. And we toured around Houston. We drove all the way down to Galveston. And it was a fun time. We were in Houston when the can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, Born and Racer. Good for you. Nice. Yeah, we were in Houston when one of the stadiums was getting demolished, and it was like this big deal. And they were doing it as a demolition. They were actually going to blow it up. So they like did all the preparations, and they had the news articles for it, and everyone was getting prepared for it and things like that. And then, it didn't happen when I was there, unfortunately. But my buddy was, he said it was the best night or best day of sleeping that he had. And he hears this earth-shattering boom explosion because they were blowing it up. And he was like, I was so pissed. But at the same time, it was an experience. So. All right. Okay. Cool. Awesome. I don't know what this does. What does this do for me? Assuming that's a thing. Alright, great. Awesome. Horde missive. Do I have a horde missive? I do. Okay, I think... Excuse me. How do I... Cleanse 5 pieces of shot-touched leather to create 1 mist-touched leather. Oh, okay. Okay, how many of these do I have? I got... What is it, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 134. These are better, so I will be... Well, they don't have crit, they have mastery. But that's fine. They are still better. These are not better. No. Let's see here, there. Okay, I think... Yeah, I'm just taking into inventory before we, Enough frolicking around. Have I forgotten my directive? Well, I had a good time. I don't know about you. I had a good time. I am on Discord. I have to get that set up more and get it secure so that it's a little bit of a safer space and a little bit more controlled. I do have a Discord in the process of getting it set up. I've been busy with the holiday seasons and things like that. So I hope to have those Discord things set up soon. Yeah, the keywords or whatever they're called, the prompts for you guys to take a look at the Discord and join, because the way I want to set up my Discord is I have all these articles that I filter through and find free games that are on, or games that are on sale that I've been looking for, and I want to have like those in a certain channel for you guys to get access to, and then I want to make sure that I have the right controls in place for a community grow, the community to grow in a safe and controlled way. All right, let's see here now. Yeah, now that all that being said, I think I'm gonna actually take an. Yeah, I'm trying to. That's the idea. I mean, I love doing this stuff. This is a hobby for me. I'm playing the games anyways, so that's why I wanted to do the streaming stuff and get down that path. But I also wanted to show that. You know what really. Yep, exactly. That's really what it is. That's what it comes down to. It's the best way to connect with followers. But it's more than that in a way of like. What started me on this and what kind of pushed me to be starting the streaming thing, you know, being that I'm not going to lie, I'm 42 years old, and you're watching a 42-year-old guy play video games on a day off. But what started me down this path was actually League of Legends. When I made an account on League of Legends, I'd never played League of Legends until about 3 years ago, and I had Busy Gamer Dad as my tag, and I had always been afraid of League of Legends, or at least I had some trepidation about League of Legends, being like, I don't know, this is a little toxic environment. But my brothers were playing it, and it was a free game, so I'm like, all right, sure, let's try it out. When I made my character, or made my account with the Busy Gamer Dad title, username, I got so many people in games being like, I feel that name, I love that name. And I'm just like, all right, maybe this is a thing. Maybe I can build a community around it. Because I was always on the fence about doing streaming and stuff like that. But that kind of pushed me over the edge to be like, all right, maybe I can do this. Maybe there's a community that is a busy gamer and resonates with things. Oh, thank you, Harmy. I will add you. I will try and add you and see how it goes when I get the controls set up. I do appreciate it, Harmy. Thank you so much for subscribing on the Twitch side of things. I do appreciate that. All right, from here, I'm going to actually call our stream today. I got to get some lunch. I got to get my chores done. Like, I've been slacking. Harmony's been doing all the hard work. Now I got to go I got to get lunch. I got to fold my laundry. I got to clean my house. I got to get these things done. So, thank you so much for taking time out of your guys' busy schedule to come along with me with our World of Warcraft adventure. As I said at the beginning of the stream, we're on this for 6 months. In January is when we're going to transition to a new thing, or we might continue with this depending on how the community feels and what we want to do with it. This has been great going into Mists of Pandaria Classic mode again. Or not again, Classic, getting back into World of Warcraft in general. Cool. Yeah, if you want to put your Discord out there, if you feel comfortable, but realize this is one of those things that if you drop it here, I can't promise that you won't get all manner of other people messaging you. So please do so with that caution. I'm going to do the leather thing right now. Can I cleanse the leather? How do I cleanse the leather? Or do I not have that ability yet? Oh, maybe I have to go. Oh, I'm not 500 yet. I gotcha. That's why. That's why. I do have some of this in my inventory here. Yeah, I got to get to 500 leatherworking. So maybe that's what I'll do this evening. I'll get to 500 leatherworking. Cool. All right. Well, have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. And I will look forward to seeing you next week, next Friday, where we will pick up right where we left off. I might be a little bit higher, a little bit more in our progression, maybe even level 89. But I'll definitely be focusing on trying to get our leather working up there. Oh, hey, we got a little message for 100 streams today. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Thank you. All right. Glad that you have those protections in place. Good. And that's our you Harmony. You did it. You. Yeah. Okay. I'll whisper you on my Discord user. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, Harmony. You triggered the. I don't know if it came up on. Doesn't look like it came up. We got 100 messages today. You were the one who gave us our 100th message today. So thank you for that. That was a smile on my face for that. Cool. Cool. All right. Well, take care, everyone. We'll catch up again soon. Bye.